messages, spray painted. Put it up full mast. So sad. This was in San Pedro, California. A black family is now terrified after finding their car painted with racial slurs, vandalized for the third time in 2 years. This is called a target. According to KTLA, Reginald Scott says his red Ford Mustang was vandalized between Christmas and New Year's Day. The suspect spray painted a large message on the side of the car that read, "Merry Christmas, N-word." Scott told KTLA, "I couldn't believe that this was happening to me in San Pedro." The suspect also painted swastikas on the bumper of the vehicle, and the tires were also slashed. Quote, "It's just wrong because they flattened the tires, they damaged it." Paul Frias, the victim's neighbor, said, "It's just something you don't want to see every day because what if that could have been my vehicle, question mark." Reginald Scott was also told the publication that the vandalism could have been retaliation for parking in front of a neighbor's house. Quote, "Even if you're parked where you're not supposed to be, I don't think that gives you the right to spray paint somebody's car and call them a racial slur," Scott's son told KTLA. That's hurtful. And I would go a step further. If it's a public street and you park in front of somebody's house, that's not illegal. Spray painting a vehicle and damaging it, however, is. There's more. This isn't the first time the car's been vandalized. In that same community, that same neighborhood, his family is terrified that things could continue and escalate. Scott told KTLA that he's been targeted twice before by vandals, including someone setting his truck on fire 2 years ago. He also told a story from Halloween about getting his tires cut once before. "They cut my truck tires and sprayed some stuff all over it to where I think they're starting it up and we're starting to get scared because being around here," said Scott. Scott's wife worries that vandals could get bolder and says she's very concerned for their children's safety. She doesn't want the doors to be unlocked, Scott said. She's pretty much on high alert. Scott has filed a police report in hopes that the police will catch the suspects. In the meantime, we can help this family, right? The family has created a GoFundMe to repair the damages to the vehicle, help the family cope during this stressful time. I encourage you, do the very best you can. And even if they have some extra, they can at least take out the children so that there's a good memory during this time, all right? Very sad, but this is a reality we live in the United States of America. Now, this is a very simple community dynamic. When I say community, I mean community and government. If this continues to happen, and according to what we have here, this is the third time in a short amount of time. I'm pretty sure it's not the only time it has happened in this area. There's a criminal reporting database that should have that information. My point is this: the local police should increase security, increase their patrol. Maybe put a camera somewhere that would allow them to see cars that enter, exit in a particular place that has crimes like this, so that you can make an example of racist people who decide to attack individuals just because they are. See, that's what makes it so extreme. That's what makes it a hate crime, because they are being attacked typically based on one thing: existing. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
Yeah, and I don't think this is a lone wolf type crime. And by that, I just mean that the person who did this was not alone. And I think it wouldn't take but a first year patrolman to figure out who it is in this probably close-knit community. 2 years ago, the car set on fire. This is domestic terrorism. And yes, it's a crime against this family who was targeted, this Black family, but it's a larger crime against the Black community. And it needs to be treated as such. Find the perp. And I hope there's a local ordinance that says you can no longer live here.
That's right. And if there's no local ordinance, we can go with the federal government, because if you were doing this in order to intimidate a person to leave a community,
that part,
renting or owning, doesn't matter. That is a federal crime.